Hello everybody. I wanted to explain some more about Bible codes today, and the first one is Babble-on, which actually means Babel, like B-A-B-B-L-E plus on. This means that the spiritual captivity in Babylon is actually the voice of God weapon into our heads, among other things. And then the Zerubbabel, which was in Zechariah, is actually zero-babble, which is the signet or sign or seal in God's hand that this persecution will be over. That's in Zechariah, I think it was chapter 1. This ties also into the Tower of Babel, which actually means Babel, B-A-B-B-L-E, where God confounded the languages and made each other language sound like Babel to each other language. So when they tried to build this Tower of Babel, that's when God confounded their languages. And the tower actually means cell phone towers. It refers to cell phone towers. And satellites, which is the infrastructure of this weapon system, which creates the babble into your mind, the voice of God weapon, and all the other voices which they are trying to pipe into our heads and make us into antennas or aerials. And in the Bible, Ariel is another word for Jerusalem. So this all fits together. The city of No is mentioned, and this is actually means on. It's reversed, and it means you cannot turn the appliances off, such as cell phones. And Noph was also mentioned in the Bible, which is phone backwards. Okay, and it's interesting to note that if you call the FBI to ask them why you're being persecuted, the only question they ask you is, what is your cell phone number? Not even your name. Okay, Holo-furnace, who is the evil general in Judith, the book of Judith, is actually Holo-furnace or hologram furnace. Idol is actually I-doll, which means that they have basically reduced us to being dolls within their system that can be infinitely manipulated. And you can see the hologram furnace was referred to in the book of Daniel, where his three companions went into the fiery furnace. The parable in Judges 9, 8 through 15 about which one of the trees would reign over us, that ends up being the bramble, and which actually refers to hol-lywood. And you can see that H-O-L right in the beginning of Hol-lywood actually also refers to holograms. That was in Habakkuk, and in Habakkuk 1:15 through 16, it makes mention that they sacrifice to their net because by their drag, their incense, their drag is plenteous, which means that they're making money off of us through the films that they make about targeted individuals in Hollywood. And you can see that most of the popular movies are also about situations where one person is being secretly menaced by another person, but they turn it into a big comedy. Okay. Movies like How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days or Mrs. Doubtfire or many other movies such like this. They turn everything into a joke. They're running our political system too, which is why we have actors and reality TV shows hosts as our presidents. It's all a farce. The Republican and the Democratic parties are actually the two pillars of the Temple of the Philistines, which Samson tore down as revenge for his 2 eyes, because they are blinding us with all of this deception. There is no justice in this world anymore. It's all a farce. The three Marys, one was the mother of Jesus, and this signifies that we will give birth to Christ within us. The second was Mary Magdalene. She had 7 demons cast out of her, which signifies 7 years of spiritual persecution, demonic persecution. And the third Mary was the sister of Lazarus, also a disciple of Jesus, who chose the better part by sitting at the feet of Jesus Christ instead of her sister Martha. Heaven in is Nineveh. Nineveh is heaven in, which is a fake heaven in your mind. It's also a reference to the voice of God weapon. Mordecai is AI-CD-ROM backwards, which means that the wicked devices are turned back on those who have been using them on us. And the CD-ROMs is a reference to this massive storage system where they are storing everything we say and do, so that they can use it against us in this weapon system. And the last one is the threshing floor of ATAD, which is actually data backwards. And this is the threshing floor of everything which is being saved on those CD-ROMs, which is being used against us. It's the snare of the fowler weapon system. Okay, this is all the Bible codes for today. So go in peace, please. Bye-bye.